Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really human question that kicked off this huge and honestly super revealing online discussion. How in the world does someone who's struggling with depression find the energy to take care of a dog?
Right? This was the question, simple as that, posted on Reddit. And the answers, well, they just came pouring in. And they reveal this fascinating paradox about mental health, about responsibility, and about that incredible bond we have with our animals. So, what did everyone say? You might think the answer is obvious, but it was actually the total opposite. Overwhelmingly, people said something that sounds completely backwards. For a lot of them, taking care of their dog was actually easier than taking care of themselves. And this right here, this was the main idea, a sentiment that just got repeated over and over. It points to this really powerful truth for people who are trying to navigate that thick fog of depression. You know, the needs of another living thing can sometimes cut through all that internal noise in a way that just trying to motivate yourself can't. And this chart really breaks down the why of it all. On one side, you've got the classic challenges of a depressive episode, right? No energy, you can't make a decision to save your life. But then, the dog introduces these really powerful external forces. Their need to be fed or go outside isn't a suggestion, it's undeniable. It pulls your focus outward and taps into this deep, deep sense of responsibility, all fueled by their unconditional love. Wow! I mean, this one sentence just perfectly captures that whole paradox, doesn't it? The most basic needs of the pet are getting met, even when the owner is struggling to do the exact same things for themselves. Okay, so how does this actually work day to day? For so many people, the answer boils down to one incredibly powerful word: routine. A dog just gives you this non-negotiable schedule that ends up being a total lifeline. This daily schedule builds a structure that you're just forced to follow. There's a morning walk, there are meal times, there are potty breaks, and on those days where the default setting would be to just stay in bed, this routine creates momentum when there would have been absolutely none. Man, what a vivid picture that paints. It just shows how a dog's needs become this external demand that slices right through that inertia. That little wet nose bumping your hand isn't asking if you feel like going out. It's just stating a fact. It's time to go. And as one user put it so bluntly, you literally don't have a choice. The dog needs you. For so many people, taking that choice out of the equation is this amazing tool that helps them get out of their own head and just get moving. But look, this goes so much deeper than just a schedule. The comments reveal this emotional connection that's so profound, for many people, it is nothing short of life-saving. I mean, look at this. A dog gives you a purpose, a reason to exist for someone else. They give you companionship with zero judgment. And I absolutely love this last line from a user. They can be a winch that drags you from the mire. What a powerful way to describe being pulled out of the absolute depths of depression. And this is where the whole conversation gets incredibly real. Comment after comment shared these deeply personal stories, crediting their dogs with quite literally saving their lives. And this wasn't just a one-off thing. It was a theme that came up again and again. You know, the power of this bond isn't just for battling chronic depression. In those moments of intense grief and isolation, like this user shared, that responsibility and that love, it can be the only anchor you have left connecting you to the world. But, and this is really important, we have to acknowledge that this is not some kind of universal magic bullet solution. The reality is way more complex, and the experience definitely comes with its own major challenges.
As one person so wisely put it, depression isn't a monolith. It's different for everybody. What works as a lifeline for one person could actually become this totally overwhelming burden for someone else.
Being honest with yourself about what you can handle is absolutely key. That responsibility can sometimes backfire and lead to this intense guilt if you feel like you're not doing enough during a bad spell. And yeah, in some cases, friends or family do have to step in and help make sure the animal is okay.
So, after hearing all of this, what's the ultimate takeaway? What's really at the core of what's happening here?
It all comes down to this beautiful symbiotic relationship. The act of caring for the dog becomes this indirect but incredibly powerful act of caring for yourself. By meeting their needs, you're pretty much forced to meet some of your own, even if you don't realize it.
This phrase just nails it. It perfectly captures the whole lesson. A dog, just by being a dog, keeps you moving. It keeps you anchored to right now, engaged with the real world, and responsible for another life. It turns you into a moving target, and depression has a much harder time hitting a moving target.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on.
It doesn't have to be a dog. What are the non-negotiable forces in your life? The responsibilities, the routines, the relationships that give you that essential push on the days you need it the most. It's a really powerful thing to think about.